wise man once said, spam is the most efficient method of training. So we got 3 setups: air track, J-step off of air track, and then floors. I spent the whole Saturday session doing just triple corks because I need to improve my triple cork. Okay. So I was just browsing YouTube and I stumbled onto this Nick Fry 100 quad fulls in one session, and reading that description just made me think like, wait, have I actually forgotten everything that's important about training? Because how did I manage to get a good triple full? I did so many, man. I don't want to go back there. I don't want to do so many triple fulls again and only land like a quarter of them or less. So yeah, have I done that with triple cork? Well, no, I haven't. So basically I just thought, well, I'm just gonna do that. And that was the idea for this session. Also, another thing I added is you can see the land rates for each surface. And that's actually something I took from Geometry Dash, and god damn it, I know some of you are thinking like, why does he keep talking about this fucking game all the time? But you gotta understand, the analogies are important, alright? So basically there's a mod called Death Tracker, which tells you exactly how many times you died at each percent. It's actually a really useful tool if you get all the statistics. And here, if you get a good land rate on an easier surface, you know you're definitely going to be ready to go on to the harder surface. And like, if you could just easily gather this data, then why would you not want to have it? The only real problem is that, well, you have to manually count everything, whereas in the game, it can just count for you, which is a lot easier, you know? But yeah, I just thought I'm going to do the statistics. Maybe I can just return to this and actually try to get a good land rate on floor, because my floor land rate is actually garbage. But I got a pretty good air track land rate this time. When I landed 5 in a row on air track, I knew I was ready to go to the floor. But I mean, and that might make it seem like, well, the data is kind of useless because you can just manually count. Like I did 5 there, so I can just move on. But really wrong, okay? You can track more subtle progress with it. I remember when I was first going for triple cork, I also did math like this, and I had a session where I did like 30 or like 50 tries, and one try I got really close. And then the next session, it took me like 95% less tries to get to the same point. I didn't really get any closer to landing it in terms of the landing position, but it took me way less tries to get there. So I knew I was getting somewhere. And then like a month later, I landed it, I think, because I hurt my back in between. That's why it took so long. But yeah, basically this is a lot of work to do, and I don't think like ain't nobody gonna be doing this, but it's just a fun thing to try. So I just thought it'd be fun to make these statistics, and well, if I could just have them, I would totally want them. But yeah, it's so much work, I don't think it's worth it really. And well, another thing is that for some reason tricks on air track are so much easier for me. If I can land something on air track, that absolutely does not mean that I can do it on floor, even though it should make sense that I could do it, but there's definitely a big skill gap for me. Here I landed 5 in a row on air track, and 1 off camera too, so 6 in a row. But I was still struggling on floor, man. So yeah, that's just how it works for me. I don't really know why. But yeah, I gotta try harder on floor. What can I say, man? Also, the reason I did the J-step off air track setup is I think that helps me control the axis of my triple cork, because I feel like I'm not inverting the trick enough some of the time, so that makes it hard to land without falling to your side every time your feet go down. And well, the J-step off the air track setup sort of forces you to actually get a good inversion level, because you're not going to land that otherwise. So it just felt like for me it was good practice to get the axis right and also pull correctly at the same time, and we'll also land on a hard surface, which is a bit different than landing on the air track, so that was pretty useful too. But yeah, you know, I made some good progress, because last video I landed 1 triple cork and that was hella clutch, so it was pretty garbage. But this time I landed 2 triple corks, and one of them was pretty good. It was grazing into the not bad category, so you know, I'm pretty happy about that. I'm gonna try to get better floor land rate sometime soon. I don't know when. I actually got the second one landed so barely. It was 5 minutes before the gym closed. I was just fighting with time, but thankfully I managed to do it. Also, on a side note, triple cork is truly, honestly, one of the best feeling tricks in tricking, for sure. Also, every time I think I'm throwing my arms low enough when setting for triple cork, I always look at the footage and I'm like, god damn it, I gotta still pull them lower. Just arms always too high, man. And I gotta wrap in faster too, usually. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. Watch another one. Why not? If you have a really good reason, then don't. But otherwise, yeah, please do. Alright, see ya.